Monster Hunter Wilds. This is currently the PS Plus open beta. One thing's for sure though is that the game is great. It's more responsive than Monster Hunter Wilds. It's more about Monster Hunter World. It's more in the arena of Monster Hunter Rise with how responsive it feels like, especially now that you have the sacred and the little mount that you have, and also the fact that you have the weapons. Like the primary and secondary weapon makes things much more interesting per hunt. Definitely, I really like that. And I really also like how it's easy to switch between weapons. That's the greatest part. As you see earlier, I was using a hammer, then switching into a charge blade when I felt like it, and then going back to a hammer. It was so easy. Bro, the Rey Dau was so good. The fight with the Rey Dau with the thunder and the weather effects, it was so good. I'm excited to see the full release with all these other monsters. I'm pretty sure there's going to be other monsters with their own weather effects and own arena effects. That'll be super cool. The graphics currently are kind of rough. Like when you're in these zones with there's so many people. There's so many people on screen, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think they said in a post that this is like 100 players in a lobby. So that's 100 players plus 100 Palicos. That's insane. But in these moments where there's a lot of players, the resolution goes really, really low. Like, I don't know, it becomes like maybe 480p or something, maybe even lower. So they still have a bunch of things optimizing, at least on PlayStation 5. But yeah, this is the PS5, PS Plus beta. We'll have to see in a few days the PC. PC is probably going to be a dream to play in. However, I think I'll be playing this mostly on my PS5. I don't want to try even playing this on my PC while I'm streaming with OBS on and the Holo app on. I'm not even going to try it. Maybe if I play it like offline, I will on PC, but for now, I'll definitely play this on PS5, which is great because this game is cross-platform. You're right. You can play on the PS5 with PC and Xbox players, I think. And that's the first time for the series, which is honestly going to be extremely big for it. It's going to be so big. You know what I really, really appreciate about the gameplay this time around is the lock-on, not lock-on, the aiming system. Bro, the aiming system is kind of game-changing for me. My biggest problem with Monster Hunter, especially as a charge blade user, is that I often find myself in locked in animations where I'm just looking at a certain direction and the monster is behind me. And because, you know, it becomes very frantic, sometimes you just can't adjust to where the monster is at any given moment. But now that we have the aiming system, you just press L2, then look at where you want to attack. Here, right? You just aim, and then you attack where you want to aim. That's so good. This is game-changing. And also, one of the things that this aiming system allows us now is also the weak point. I mean, the wound system thing, where you point it at a wound and then you do a certain attack and it does a cool animation. The wound system though makes it a little bit easy. Makes it a little bit easy just because when you inflict attack on a wound, it's like an automatic stun, at least from what I understand, from what I see. And you stun the enemy and then you keep attacking. I'm not sure, maybe accessibility and making the game a bit easier is better for it in the long run, but it does make the game a little bit easy. However, we're definitely still not in the weeds yet. I'm pretty sure as we go along, some monsters are going to be insane. For example, the Rey Dau. I don't think, did we ever get a weak point on the Rey Dau? I don't know. But yeah, gameplay good. The story, the puppet. I might have screwed myself over by giving my Palico a really high voice. Like a really high plus 20. Meow, meow, wow. Puppet voice. I don't know. I need to change that. I wonder if I can still change it. Hopefully I can. Because as a person that hasn't been really into Monster Hunter, I don't really have any sort of connection with the Palico. So I'm of the other camp where I actually like the Palico talking. If only I didn't choose the voice that I chose, it would be kind of cute. And also the way, at least the way the Palico's voice is mixed isn't like overbearing and like, it doesn't give me a headache. But sometimes in cutscenes, it's just so jarring when I hear my +20 Palico voice suddenly talk. Everybody's like, yeah, cool, oh, that's a monster. Whippy, it's a monster! Maybe not. And also, the story, I don't know, it's still up in the air whether I'll actually care about the story. It's, as you can see, they're kind of experimenting a bit with the storytelling. Now you have like multiple dialogue choices. I'm willing, I hope the story is good, like better than all the previous ones, or more involved at the very least, but somehow, I don't think so. Somehow, I think the focus is still gonna be the monster huntering, but from what we see in the cutscenes are really good. The voice acting is really good. Dialogue choices to get more lore. And also the main character having a voice. And again, once again, since I'm not really a big Monster Hunter like purist, I appreciate the main character having a voice actually. And it's probably just another medium for them to get more lore, you know, more out of the dialogue if you're into it. I doubt there's gonna be branching dialogue paths, you know, choices like save this kid or not. I doubt it. It's all just gonna be yes, save it because you're the monster hunter. Whatever it is, hopefully it's good. But yeah, it's still open beta. Still, there's a lot of things weird about it. The weird system about it was the online party system. I couldn't quite wrap my head around it. It was a bit hard to understand, but you know, open beta. There's still a lot of time to polish like the process when it comes to joining and playing games with others. But you know, considering me and Ruse are far away from each other, it was pretty smooth. There were moments where the monster was just, you know, it was kind of lagging, but you know, I kind of expect those moments anyway because it's an online game and I'm playing with someone from far away, you know, far north Elysium. There is no way that this game isn't going to be big. There's no way this game is going to be terrible. There's only, it's going to be the biggest game probably in 2025. It's so clear. Everybody's going to be playing, everybody and their mothers are going to be playing it, and it's going to have a big, nice community. It's going to sell so well, I can tell. I hope they spruce up the graphics for the final release, at least, especially on PS5. The way to go probably for console players here is PS5 Pro, or maybe the new Xbox or something. Because right now, it's very, even at its best, it's really good. You can feel it's in 60 FPS, but most of the time it's less than 60 FPS. And most of the time you can see the resolution scaling down and things are pretty much very kind of Vaseline-y and stuff like that. But hopefully they can improve it through patches or whatever by the final release. But yeah, character creation is really good. Yeah, the brightness, the HDR implementation in this one is so weird. It's so bright. It's so bright, but then when you put the brightness and settings down to a lower number, it gets kind of weird. I don't know if I think that's just the HDR implementation. The HDR implementation in games is always so different and always so varied, but I hope they fix that too. But the gameplay is, gameplay so far is,